Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Birleşik Krallık'ın Mezun İstihdam Oranı en yüksek okullarından Northrumbia Üniversitede eğitimi Lina'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Lina, the stage is yours now.
Hi everyone, my name is Lina Sharnaite. I will just share my screen, my slides with you in a second. And today we're going to talk about Northumbria University and why it's a good choice for international students. So while I'm sharing the slide, I just want to say thank you for being here on the Monday afternoon. I really hope you all had a nice weekend. And if you have any questions throughout the session, please use the Q&A part of the chat and submit your questions. You can also put them in a chat, and then at the end we'll have a little bit of time, so I'll answer all of them for you. So welcome to this webinar, and we're gonna make a start. So as I said, I'm Lina Sharnaite, so I'm actually Lithuanian. As you can tell from my accent, I'm not from England. So I moved to the UK in 2013 to start my undergraduate degree here, and I really enjoyed it. It was such a great experience. You know, it made me grow as a person, and also, of course, academically, and I managed to get a job, a good job afterwards. So for me, it was one of the best decisions I've made. So I'm really happy to be here, give you a bit more information, so you can make that well-informed and great decision for yourselves as well. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about Northumbria University. So first I'm gonna give you a brief introduction about what Northumbria University is. Then we'll talk about what you can study here, because I always get questions about that, of course. And then we're going to look at top 3 reasons why international students choose us. So in my job, I talk with a lot of students every day, and I always ask them why they chose Northumbria, and this is based on what they told me. I know that it can be a bit overwhelming when you look at all of the universities that are available. Even if you're just considering England, there's so many different ones. So hopefully this, summary of 3 main reasons will help you make that decision. And then the second part of the talk is going to be all about the frequently asked questions. So we will talk about COVID-19, the entry requirements, can you work in the UK after your studies, and scholarships. And after that, if you have any questions, I will answer them there. Okay. So Northumbria in numbers. Here we go. So we have almost 30,000 students from over 140 countries. I'm sorry, I didn't update the slides. It's actually 144 countries that we have students coming from. So a really large percentage of the student population at Northumbria are international. So if you're worried that you're going to be the only person that's not English, don't be. You're going to meet people from all around the world. So it's just really exciting, environment, a really diverse environment to be studying in. We are a really high-ranked university, both in the UK and internationally. So in the UK, we're top 30, and in the world, we're actually the best young university from the UK. So highly ranked, recognized university in the world. We focus on employability. So you will see, I will talk about employability a lot. So we are number 7 in the UK for our graduates in highly skilled employment. So it is a really high position to be in, because there's hundreds of universities in the UK, and we're 7th in that category. We have really great, modern, innovative facilities that you will see in some photos. And I will talk about societies, sports clubs, study abroad opportunities as well, because there's so many choices in those areas at Northumbria. Okay, so what can I study here? So we have 4 academic faculties. So if you're feeling brave, if you're not too shy, if you could let me know in the chat what you would like to study, then I can tailor the presentation a little bit to you. So what are you thinking of studying? Do you think about business and law, health and life science, art, design, engineering? Let me know, and then I can focus a bit more on that during this presentation. I'll just wait for a minute. Okay, engineering. Thank you. We have someone interested in engineering. Anyone else? Engineering, okay. Engineering is popular today. Social sciences, okay, good. Do we have anyone interested in business or law? Okay, languages, teaching languages, okay. That's going to be in our design and social sciences, health science. Okay, so if we don't have anyone interested in business and law, I might skip this department. So let me know if I should talk more about it. We'll start with health and life sciences. Then we'll talk about our design and social science, and then engineering and environment. But if you are interested in business or law, let me know. For now, I'll skip it. Okay, so health and life sciences. Health and life sciences, this is, okay, sorry, I got a question. Okay, so I'm gonna answer your questions at the end, okay? Okay, so health and life sciences department, this is one of the 4 departments at Northumbria. So this is where we have biotechnology, chemistry, biology, all the sports sciences, nursing, psychology, and physiotherapy, all of those health-related subjects. So you can see some of the rankings on the screen. What's really evident in this department is that we have a lot of really great modern industry-standard facilities. So we recently invested very heavily in our sports central. 30 million pounds were invested. So we have a strength and conditioning suite, indoor sprint track, specialist physiology and nutrition labs. Our nursing students work in these kinds of labs as well, as you can see up in the first 2 pictures. So, in health and life sciences department, it's very important that you feel comfortable and knowledgeable enough to go and work with real people afterwards. So we want to make sure you have that experience while you're studying here. So for example, in the first picture, you can see that students are practicing on these mannequins, on these dolls, but they're not just, like plastic dolls. They're really smart dolls that respond in a specific way based on how you treat them. So it's a really safe but also realistic environment that you can work in, and so you feel comfortable and safe working with real people afterwards. And that's really similar for sports sciences, as you can see the photo below. So they have these machines, and you can hook up the person to them and see how their performance difference, for example, on different diets, or how it's different with men and women or different age groups and things like that. And for forensic science students, I'll just go back a slide now. So if you're interested in forensic science, for example, we have a really cool crime scene house. So this is a real house that looks like it's just been a crime has been committed in it. So you come in dressed as a real forensic scientists, and you get to collect the evidence. And if you find any blood samples, you take them to our blood lab and analyze them there. So hopefully you can see that this is really a lot of practical information is being given in this department, but also in all the other ones as well. And most of our courses in this department are accredited as well, which means that it's going to be easier for you to work in the UK, but also outside of the UK after you graduate as well. So if you have any questions about health and life sciences department, let me know. But I'm going to move on to our arts, design, and social sciences. So I saw that some people are interested in social sciences. We have someone interested in TESOL. So similarly to the health and life sciences department, this one is all about employability as well, because that's why you come to university, right? To get employable and get a good job afterwards. So even if you study something like film and TV production, or fashion design, there's going to be modules, specific modules that going to be tailored about how to find a job in your specialization in your industry afterwards. So and you can see that the third photo from the top, that's the fashion design students studio. So this is the type of environment that you'll be learning in. So it's really open, it's really like real world, and you have all the sewing machines and everything provided for you, so you can learn as much as possible. And as you can see, we have really great connections with established global companies like Abercrombie and Fitch, Nike, Samsung. For those that are interested in studying TESOL, we have great connections with local schools as well, so you will have an opportunity to get experience in the real school environment. So it's all about building your employability, and I think this department is best represented by talking about graduates. So our alumni include Sir Jonathan Ive. So you might not know him, but you will know his work. So he used to be chief designing officer at Apple. So he's responsible for design of Mac, and he studied industry design at Northumbria. And Neil Marshall, he studied film and TV production at Northumbria, and he directed some of the episodes of Games of Thrones, and not the ones in the last seasons, some of the better ones at the beginning. So some really great examples of what you can achieve in this department. So if you have any questions about this faculty, about this department, let me know. If not, I will move to the next one. But before I do, I just wanted to show that our fashion and design programs have their own Instagram accounts. So if you're interested in design programs, you can follow them here. So we have our fashion design and marketing, and we have our Northumbria fashion. So you can follow them if you like to see what it would look like to study here. And then we also have some more accounts for fashion communication, for fine art, and the digital graphic design. I hope you can see that. And I see I got a comment that one of you is more interested in international development for future career tracks in the humanitarian sector. So sorry, so that's wonderful. So you would be still based in this department. And of course, there's going to be a really big focus on employability and giving you opportunities to volunteer and do exchange programs or placements abroad. And we have really great connections with a lot of 160 institutions around the world, and also lots of volunteering opportunities are available. So of course, international development has a lot of a big focus on the international aspect of it, so you'll have an opportunity to see the world and do the exchange or volunteering abroad as well. For anyone that knows exactly what they want to study, I would also really strongly advise you to, you're welcome, really advise you to look on the website and look at the modules of your program, because then you'll see exactly what you'll study every year, every module, and some of them are optional, so you can see what kind of, how can you tailor your own degree. So I think that's really, really useful to look at before when you're deciding of what you want to study. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions for the other departments, I'll talk about engineering and environment. So I think majority of you were interested in this one, so I'll talk about this now. So we invested again very seriously in this department very recently as well. So 6.7 million were invested in our science, technology, engineering, and maths facilities. So we have really modern labs, again, very expensive and industry standard equipment that you learn how to use. And this is something that the employers will be looking for. So we're, teaching you how to use it so that you can find a job afterwards. And our engineering courses, architecture, physics courses are all accredited. So that means that, again, you get that stamp of quality by the government governing body of that profession, of that industry. So this means that it'll be easier for you to either study a postgraduate degree or work in the industry or work abroad. Yes, and I'll just show you some pictures here again. So our engineering studios can be seen at the bottom left. Some of our physics and engineering labs are here as well. The first picture is of our 3D printers. So those things that look like microwaves are actually 3D printers. So these are heavily used by our architecture and engineering students to create these moving mobile parts. And the second picture here is our architecture studios. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how it will look like inside of the department. Okay, so let me see. So I can see there are some, there's a question about programs. So do we have MBA or pharmacology or business marketing? Okay, so I see there is someone that's interested in business. So I'll just quickly go back and talk about that department as well. So then we will have covered all the departments of Northumbria. So we do have MBA and business marketing programs. We do not have pharmacology. So we do not offer veterinary science, pharmacy, pharmacology, dentistry. We don't have those type of programs, but we do have MBA and business and marketing. So our business and law is probably the most, the biggest department, and it's really highly ranked. We're first business school in Europe that got the AACSB accreditation. You probably don't know what it is, but it just means that our quality of teaching, our structure of the program, international opportunities, employability, all of this has been evaluated and it's been approved by this governing body. And it's really difficult to get this approval. It means that our programs are really is strong, right? So we also, of course, give a lot of practical experience for students. So we have a business clinic. So this is you become, instead of writing your dissertation in your final year, you have a chance to work with the real business and help them solve some kind of business issue they have. So depending on what you study, it could be a marketing issue, it could be a business issue, but you become a consultant. And so then when you graduate, you have an opportunity you can say that you've had that practical experience during your studies. So this is really useful. Okay, and I'll just quickly show you some more pictures. So the first picture is our business school from the inside. It's super modern. So you can see it has this massive window at the top and it's this round structure. And the second picture is the business school from the outside. So we also have a Bloomberg suite. So that's for our finance and economic students. And the second two pictures on the right are our law students' courtroom. So we have a real courtroom on campus too. Okay, so and the last program I will talk about is psychology, because I see that someone's asking about psychology. Yes, so and that's going to be the last program I talk about, and then we'll go further with the presentation. So our psychology program is in our health and life sciences department. So it's a really popular program. It's a really great program because you have a lot of opportunities to tailor your degree to what you're interested in. Again, I will really highly recommend you look online at Northumbria psychology degree and look at the modules, and you'll see there's so many different choices. You can specialize in forensic psychology, occupational psychology, clinical psychology, health psychology, sports psychology. So lots of different options. And again, we have really great labs here as well. So we're one of the not many universities that have a sleep lab on campus. So our psychology students would work with volunteers that sleep in this 2-bedroom house, and then they analyze their sleeping patterns and if they have any sleep issues like insomnia or something like that. And yeah, so it's an exciting facility we have for psychology students. Okay. So thank you for your engagement. It's really nice to see that you guys know what you're interested in. I know it's a difficult choice. So now that we spoke about what you can study here, we're going to look at why you would choose Northumbria. Why you would choose Northumbria than any other university. And when I'm talking about this, I will not look at the questions, I will answer them afterwards. So so save them for the end, okay? Okay, so the three main reasons why international students choose us, first of all, is location. So we are based in the northeast of England. So you can see that the little airplane on the map. So that's where we are. So we have an international airport, which means it's easy to come to Newcastle, but also it's easy to move around. So we are only 3 hours away from London and an hour and a half away from Scotland. So it's really kind of like in the middle. So it's really great location. And as you can see, we are near the coast. So one of the pictures here shows the coast. It's one of my favorite parts about Newcastle is that the seaside is only 30 minutes away from campus. It's one of the best student cities in the UK. It's often voted one of the best student cities. It has lots of students. So every sixth person here is a student. So it's really young and vibrant. Lots of things to do. But it's also a safe city. So safe, but also fun. Good combination. We have the biggest half marathon happened in Newcastle every year. So it's good city for those who are interested in sports. Of course, Newcastle United, lives in Newcastle, is based in Newcastle. But I think one of the most important things to know is that we're one of the most affordable cities in the UK. So living here is significantly cheaper than living anywhere else in the UK. So you will spend a lot less money here than in other parts of England. So the second reason is employability, and I spoke a lot about this already, but I just wanted to show you once again that we are top 15 in the UK for graduates in highly skilled employment, and we're number 7 for graduate startups. This means that our students do really well whatever they study, but also if they're interested in business, they do start really great successful businesses as well, because there's a lot of support in that area too. So the accreditations that I mentioned before, so those stamps of quality, stamps of approval, you can see the companies that give our accreditations to our programs here on the bottom left corner. And then the top right corner of the screen, you can see the logos of the companies. So these are the companies that our students either did a placement in or worked at after graduation. So I think you will recognize a few like Nike or Microsoft, Nissan, L'Oreal, Disney. So some great big companies recruit our students. And how we achieve that is by, as you saw, having lots of hands-on experience, lots of practical experience. Real companies would come and work with you during your degree. And then the accreditations, the facilities. We also have a great careers department. So this department is responsible for, again, teaching you how to become employable. So how to write your CV, how to apply for jobs, how to decide what you want to do. So at the moment, they're doing online workshops, or online consultations with students as well. So they're still working hard, even though it's it's not the same environment, because of the corona. And another big aspect of why our students are so employable is the study abroad and placement opportunities. So almost all of the courses we offer, so engineering, psychology, international development, social sciences, all the ones you are interested in, they will have an opportunity for you to do a placement or study abroad. So usually UK degrees last 3 years, but you can add the 4th year. And in that 4th year, you can either do a placement, which is working in a real company, getting practical experience, or go study abroad. So that's an exchange program where you go to another country. So you can see here what kind of placements our students have done in previous years, both in Europe or outside Europe. So you see that there's lots of different known companies, but of course a lot of students work in the UK as well. So this opportunity is available, as I said, for almost everyone. And then study abroad. Another thing that employers really look for is that international experience, that confidence that students have if they decide to go and study abroad, because it's a big step, So So yeah, so if you do want to do an exchange program, so you can choose from any of the destinations that are on the map, marked in purple. So lots of exciting choices. And US and Australia are always really popular, but you can see some other countries in Europe, like Netherlands, France, or Spain. So you can go pretty much anywhere you want, which is really exciting, and it's fun, but it also adds to your employability as well. I've done my exchange in Denmark, and whenever I had interviews with employers, they would always ask me about it. And I really had so much more to talk about because I did do that experience. And I met so many great people that I'm still friends with now. So, a great opportunity. And last but not least, a great student experience. So we want to make sure you have a good time while you're here, and the students I spoke with say that they really feel like they've been looked after here at Northumbria. And one part of feeling like you have a good student experience is living comfortably in a nice student accommodation. So our accommodation is guaranteed for all first-year students. And you can see that little map in the corner of your screen. So that's the blue area on the map is where the campus is. And all the black dots show where the accommodation is. So they're only, 7 minutes or a walk away. So it's really close, really on campus. So all of the student accommodation options have their own, so you will have your own room, so you don't have to share a room with anyone. And the prices start from £70 per week. So if you looked at any other options in the UK, you will see that this is a lot cheaper than in maybe some other parts of the UK. And this is just to show you how it compares to London, because I told you before that Newcastle is one of the most affordable places to live in the UK. So of course London is a lot more expensive, but compared to Newcastle is 4 times more expensive. So if you look at these two apartments, really similar apartments, so they're on the riverside, 2-bedroom flats. So if we look these two examples, you can see that the one on the left is London, the one on the right is Newcastle, and those two accommodation options, one of them, so the one on the left has the price per week, and the other one has the price per month, and they're the exact same amounts. So it means that it costs the same amount of money to live in London for a week as it costs to live in Newcastle for a month. So it's 4 times cheaper. So hopefully that gives you a visual. But yeah, as I said, the accommodation in Newcastle starts from £70 a week, not 200. Don't worry, this is just to illustrate the difference. Okay, and talking about the student experience, which is one of the reasons why students choose us, is the slide is all about that. So we are one of the best universities in the area for this aspect of studying. So we have lots of student societies and sports clubs for you to join. So society is a group of students who are interested in the same hobby or the same interest. So you can see we have societies for architecture, for climbing, dance, memes, kayaking. So if you're interested in journalism or anything like that, you can see we have societies for radio station or magazine. So there's lots of different ones, even stand-up comedy. So lots of ways to find people that are interested in the same thing. And then for sports clubs, we have so many. Some of them I've never even heard of, like korfball, or like, we have, of course, the well-known ones like athletics, football, basketball, boxing. So lots of ways to get involved, meet new people, have fun while you're here, because we want to make sure you have a good time and you feel supported. Yes, so we spoke about what you can study here. We spoke about the main reasons why maybe we stand out, when you compare us to other universities. And now the top frequently asked questions. So first of all, COVID. So I'm sorry there's so much information on the screen. This is just because I tried to include everything that Northumbria is doing to to make people feel safe and comfortable even when everything is happening in the world. And then I have some more information about the UK in general. So at Northumbria, we're really hopeful for September. If the government allows it, we will keep teaching face-to-face. So at the moment, majority of our students have returned to campus for face-to-face teaching because the government allows that. Some of the students are still studying online, but we will do our best to make sure that if it's allowed, that all the students will come back face-to-face in September. But if in those situations where we do have to teach online, so for example, when the lockdown was happening, we had check-in calls to all students. We have online mental health support. So if someone is really not doing so well with the whole situation. We also, of course, made some changes to the campus, and everyone that starts studying here gets 2 face masks and a refillable hand sanitizer bottle. If you're isolating on campus, if you're in that situation where you have to isolate on campus, we do food or other item deliveries. Everyone gets food vouchers, to help you isolate. So there really is a lot of support, and really it does seem that Northumbria is really trying to make the situation better than it is, and help you, in this non-ideal scenario. And then I think the whole picture of the UK is looking very positive. 50% of UK's population had the first dose of vaccine. So that's half of the population already, one step closer to being fully vaccinated. So compared to the rest of the world, we're like, in terms of what percentage of population is vaccinated, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in Europe, we're number 1 for how many people have been vaccinated, what percentage of the population. So we're really, quickly giving the vaccine to everyone. And it's been confirmed that international students, when they come here, if they want to, they will be eligible to get a vaccine as well. So hopefully this makes you feel a bit more, reassured and calm about the situation. And then the entry requirements. So another very important thing. So you can see them here on the screen. So we look for 3 main things. So we look at your overall academic performance, and you can see the first table on the screen there for that. So the first 3 lines are for bachelor's degree. The second line is for master's, so postgraduate degree. And then the second table is the second thing we look for is the English language. So we ask you to have 6.0 in IELTS with no lower component than 5.5. And then so that's for undergraduate, so for bachelor's. And for postgraduates, you have to have 6.5 in IELTS, again, with no less than 5.5 in each component. Of course, we accept a lot of different English qualifications, so it doesn't have to be IELTS. It can be TOEFL, Cambridge, Pearson tests. If you're studying IB, then we can accept that for IELTS as well, instead of IELTS. And then for those of you who are interested in design, fashion, animation, or architecture, we will also ask you to have a portfolio, but I don't think we had so many people interested in that here. So you don't have to worry about that. You will just need to have the academic requirement and English language. Okay, and can I work in the UK after studies? So I get this question a lot, so I will just answer it here. So yes, you can. So all the international students that start their studies after September 2021, they will be able to get the post-study work visa that allows them to work in the UK for up to 2 years. So these are the first 2 years after graduation. So you can work any job you want. And the goal is for you to transition into general work visa afterwards. So and to get the general work visa, you have to meet some requirements. But for those first 2 weeks after the graduation, you can just work any job you want and get that practical, the real world experience. And if you want to have, a better look at this, you can go to these websites I listed at the bottom. Okay, and now I'm going to talk about scholarships, and then we'll go through your questions. So thank you for paying attention until now. So the scholarships. We do have a scholarship for our international students. So that scholarship, is called Global Scholarships Scholarship. So we have that for undergraduate and for postgraduate students. For our undergraduate students, it adds to £6,000. So you will get but it's important to mention that it's a tuition fee discount scholarship. So it's not money you get into your account. But it's a saving, because instead of paying the full tuition fee, you will get a discount. So you will pay £3,000 less from your tuition fee in the first year, and then 1,500 less in the second year, and then 1,500 pounds less in the third year. So in total, you save £6,000. So you can see some of the requirements here. So majority of you should be able to qualify for this scholarship. So you all will get some kind of savings. And that's it. So now I'm going to go through your questions. So let me just have a look. If you have any questions, put them in the chat now. I will start from the bottom. Okay, so which majors are the most advantageous for career in the UK after graduation? So I always get this question when I do webinars in Turkey. It's a very popular question. So thank you for asking this. So as you could see from the presentation, we focus on employability in all of the different courses that we offer. So we don't really have a list of courses that we need more than others, and list of professions that we need more than others. We can prepare you to be employable as much as we can in any field. I think that as long as you are passionate and you work hard and you have that practical experience, and if you really love what you do, you will be able to be employable in any profession. If you are really, thinking about it this way, I would, suggest maybe to change the focus into what you really like, what you want to do, because I think when you do something you love, you'll be good at it and you'll find a job. So I don't know if that's helpful, but that's the only way I can answer this question. So I have a question about scholarships. So I think that was before I showed the slide, so I can just leave this here. We do have a scholarship, yes, so that's for international students, and it's a tuition fee discount scholarship. So it means that you will get a discount from your tuition fees. So it's highest amount in your first year, and then second and third one is lower, but in total you get a discount of £6,000. Okay, so we have some questions about the courses. So we answered this one. Okay, how long does it take to graduate from architecture? So architecture, I didn't mention that one, but we opened a brand new building for our architecture students. I will show you a picture. So it's a popular course, it's a very highly ranked course. I'm sorry, I'm skipping the slide so quickly. But yeah, so this is the architecture studio at the top right corner on the screen here. So the program length is 3 years. And then, as I said, so that's the same for all the courses. All of the courses that at undergraduate bachelor's level are 3 years long, but you have an opportunity to add 1 more year. And in that year, you can do an exchange or placement. So I hope that answers your question. So the next question is, do you have any postgraduate programs, including a placement year? And what is the rate of students who can find a paid job in their placement year? So yes, we do have placement programs that offer we do have postgraduate programs that offer placements. I will just quickly change the slide again. There you go. So yes, so those programs at postgraduate level that have a placement will be called advanced practice. So for example, you could have a program computer science with advanced practice. So if you just go onto our website and type in advanced practice under the course search, you will find all the ones that we offer in that. I don't know the rate of students who can find a paid job in their placement year. I assume you're asking about postgraduate programs, so I don't know the exact percentage, so I'm sorry. But we do have a specific team, a placements team that can help students. So it is your responsibility to go to the interviews, to apply for these placements, but we do have a team that helps you with all of this. But I do not know the exact percentage, I'm sorry. I could check for you and let you know later. Okay, so the next question. Do we have any postgraduate programs related to fintech? I'm afraid I don't think we do. I'm sorry. It's one of the programs we don't offer, I think. We offer so many different ones. So maybe you can have a look on our website and see if you can find anything that's similar and that you like. I don't think we have any postgraduate programs in that area. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's a question, do we have a scholarship for psychology? So again, the scholarships are not given out by subjects, so they're giving out based on other criteria, so they would be available for psychology students too. Okay, one more question I see. Okay, about clinical psychology, really great question. I have some more information about that. I will send it to you, okay? I will make a note of your name and I will send you a bit more information about clinical psychology and how to become clinical psychologist. The main thing you need to look at is that your program has to be accredited by British Psychological Association, BPS. You probably know this, but I can send you some more information about that afterwards. I'm just going to make a note. So to become a clinical psychologist is actually quite a long route, but I'm sure you're aware it's a competitive field, and it's the one that everyone wants to become if they study psychology. So yes, you have to have a British Psychological Society accredited undergraduate degree, and then a postgraduate degree, and then you have to have a little bit of experience. You have to have a number of years of experience. But I can, as I said, I'll send it over to you so that I can explain everything in detail like that. Okay, what is estimated cost of living per year for a student? The average. Yes, so accommodation costs start from £70 per week, so that would be around like 300. Wait, 140, 240. Yeah, so around 300 per month or so, and then you would see that I think all the other expenses add up to around 1,000 or 1,500 per month or something like that. So yeah, it is a broad range, but I can send that over afterwards as well. I don't want to make a mistake because I always forget the exact number, but I think it's around 1,000 per month plus rent. Cost of living. I made a note and I will send that over after this as well. Okay. Is it possible to do a PhD without doing a master's first? You're interested in clinical psychology. So as far as I know, you have to have a master's degree before that. So it's just a natural progression. So you have to take those steps. So undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD. So you would have to have that step of master's in between. Okay. There's a question, are we able to work after graduation? Is there job placements help for graduates? So yes, you are able to work after graduation. So I will just go back to that slide here. So it's called a post-study work visa. So it allows students to work for up to 2 years after graduation. And then if their job meets specific requirements, they might get a general work visa or skilled work visa. So there are opportunities. So it's positive. It's looking positive. And if you do have any more questions, or if you want to look more into this, you can look at the websites like gov.uk or Ukisa. And is there job placement help for graduates? Yes. So we have careers and employability service that's now called Graduate Futures, and that department is there specifically to help students find placements or jobs. So they have their own resources. They have, you have an opportunity to book one-to-one meetings. About placements, you will start, learning more about it at the end of your first year and at the beginning of your second year of university. So the placements team will make themselves known and help you, as soon as you need to start thinking about them. So the support is there, definitely. Do scholarships cover MBA programs as well? So as long as you meet these requirements here on the screen, you should be able to get the scholarships. I will send you a link afterwards with the link to the scholarship, and I will have a look at it myself just to be sure if it covers MBA programs. I believe it does, but I don't want to I don't want to give you wrong information. So thank you. That's really a really good question. Okay, another really great question. Is the minimum salary £30,000 before or after tax to be granted a skilled work visa? I'm actually not sure about that. I don't work in the visa department. We do have a separate visa team that could help you with that afterwards. I think that might be before tax, but again, I would have to check. You all have really good questions. I will make a note and I will send that over for you. But I want to say that for the post-study work visa, it can be any job. So you can work in any job and then for 2 years or for 1 year and then go to this more higher paid job afterwards. So you don't have to get this really high paid job straight away. So there's that as well. Okay. Okay, thank you, Douglas, for your email. I will I made a note for it and I will send you some more information. Let me see if we have any more questions. If you have any more questions, let me know. I will change the slide once again. There we go. Okay, so I see there's no other questions, so I will just say one more time that I will send you a follow-up email with all those answers when I will have a better look and make sure that I'm giving you, accurate information. But feel free to email me as well. You can see my email on the screen. And the second link on the screen, the You Can Book Me link, is for if you would like to have a private, informal conversation with me about anything, about my experience of studying in England, or about a program you're interested in, about the university, about the city, anything you like. You can book a meeting with me. I'm not working in admissions, so it's not going to be like an interview. This is just an information session, so don't worry. If you want to book that, you just have to go on that link on the screen and you'll see a calendar. You can book a time. So it's very simple. And I can see, I think there was one more question. Do we have to take IELTS academic, UKVI, or just academic test? So you have to take the UKVI because that's for the visas. So it'll be better for you if you take the academic UKVI IELTS test. Yes, great question again. Very great questions today. Okay, so I'll just give you 1 more minute or so, and if you don't have any more questions, we can end the session. And while you're thinking of last-minute questions, I will just quickly show you a video to end the session nicely, so you can have a look of what it looks like to live in Newcastle and study at Northumbria. So hopefully you will be able to see this. Okay, so I hope you could see the video. Okay, thank you, great video. Yeah, so this shows, a bit more of the campus and a bit more of the university. So just to give you a better idea, just to help you travel in your minds to the city. So if you don't have any more questions, then thank you so much for your time, for spending your Monday night with me. I wish you a best week. If you want to have a chat with me, I will email you and you can get back to me, and I'll be happy to continue the conversation over email or over the chat. So thank you so much for all your questions and your engagement. It was really nice to spend this time with you. Hopefully I'll get to see you in Newcastle soon.
Yes, thank you very much for your fantastic presentation, Lina. We had a lot of questions and you covered them all. Thank you for that too. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Northumbria University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Lina'nın paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Yarınki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you again, Lina. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye-bye.